Welcome to Freda Chando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for your continued support. The Chief Justice, Madam Martha Koome, is in America, in Washington, D.C. to be precise. Now remember that Raiila Odinga also jetted out of the country and his destination is Washington, D.C., America. And in a few days' time, the President of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, is also going to jet out of the country to be in Washington, D.C. The three of them are going to share a podium. And their timing is very suspicious, ladies and gentlemen, because you cannot tell me that it is just a mere coincidence that the three leaders are going to Washington, D.C. I believe that our three leaders have been invited by the White House to iron out thorny issues that are bedeviling Kenyans. This meeting is coming at a time when Raiila Odinga has charged his troop and he wants to show Ruto that he's got the numbers. Remember, both the Azimio leaders have always indicated that their win was robbed from them by the Ruto administration, and that this win was orchestrated by the Supreme Court, the IEBC, and the international community. So their timing is something that is very, very significant. It is coming just a day after Raiila Odinga and the Azimio Brigade cancelled their planned parallel Jamhuri meeting in Jacaranda. So in this meeting, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at the possible reasons why Madam Martha Koome is in Washington, D.C. and Raiila Odinga is soon joining her. Then William Ruto will soon also join them together. Before we do this, if you're watching our channel for the first time, allow me with profound humility as usual to request you to hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell and give our videos many likes. I want to believe that you all know that there is a big rift between Raiila Odinga and the Supreme Court. Raiila has always maintained that the Supreme Court presided over the robbery of Raila's victory. Just a few days, a day I think, yesterday, William Samoei Ruto did a letter, a memo, where he was requesting, or rather he instructed the two speakers, that of the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula, and that of the Senate of Amason Kingi, to fast track the creation of the official office of the official opposition leader. Now, many experts believe that William Ruto is committing an illegality. Why? When the BBI was initiated, the Building Bridges Initiative was initiated by the former President William Samoei Ruto, and it wanted many other things, among them the creation of the office of the official opposition leader, a prime minister and its two deputies, among other things. William Ruto opposed vehemently this proposal, saying that it was a hidden plan to expand executive and to create offices for the dynasties. And William Ruto went to court to oppose this move, and the courts agreed with him. In fact, the Supreme Court concurred with William Ruto and said that whenever there is any initiative that is going to result into amendments of the Constitution, any other Kenyan can do it, but not the head of state. And in this case, they chided former President Uhuru Kenyatta that he was not the man who was supposed to initiate the Building Bridges initiative. Now, by President William Ruto is instructing the two houses to fast track the creation of this office, William Ruto wants Kenyans to show Kenyans that he is the one who is doing Raiila Odinga a favor and that is giving him an office. Very soon you will hear some of his proponents saying that they are dangling this carrot so that Raiila can be tamed. But while doing this, any other Kenyan will go to court, because now there is a case law that they are going to peg their argument on. They will say that William Ruto is the president, and therefore, if they want to create an office, this thing must go to a referendum, and it cannot be initiated by the president. Just like the Supreme Court thwarted that because Uhuru initiated it, they will request the Supreme Court to thwart this because it has been initiated by William Samoei Ruto. Now, because America wants Raila Odinga to have an office, because while William Ruto was making it very clear that he is not going to have any handshake with the opposition leader, back in the boardrooms, he really wants to talk to Raila, and is talking to people like Uhuru Kenyatta, who is a very good friend of Raila Odinga. He's talking to the US to try and calm Raila Odinga down. And one of the things that they want to do is that they want to create inclusivity in form of this office, because this office is going to be funded by the exchequer. Raila Odinga is going to have his own secretariat. He will be given a chance to address the two houses once in a year, and they're saying that he's going to be immune to prosecution. He's also going to be given a chance to nominate his representatives into constitutional offices, like maybe those who wants to interview the IEBC officials. So they believe this is something that Raila Odinga will take. So what they want to do is that America really wants Raila to take this office. And they know very well that it can be thwarted in the Supreme Court. So Martha Koome, together with Raila Odinga and William Ruto, are going to discuss this together, so that whenever anybody is going to go to court to challenge this, then Martha Koome is going to preside over her colleagues, so that they rule against any move that opposes the creation of the official opposition leader. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, there is a pending court case that is going to affect GMO, genetically modified organisms. Some Kenyans went to court at the height of controversy that was brought about by the GMO, because Raila Odinga spoke vehemently about the GMO, and he said that we should include all the stakeholders to understand exactly what we must do about the GMO. Are we going to label it so that when we go to the supermarkets we understand this is GMO, this is organic? The Catholic Church, I've always stated, spoke against the GMO, and even the farmers. But you know that this is one of the deals that William Ruto signed with the USA, because USA is the home of genetically modified materials. Since this thing is in court, William Ruto is between a rock and a hard stone, because Raila Odinga is leading a charged followers who do not want GMO, and the Catholic does not want it. So they want to sit these people down, and they want Martha Koome to preside over these judgments. Remember, there was a time when the Law Society of Kenya went to the High Court to halt the vetting of the principal secretaries, saying that the list was imbalanced. Later, the court reversed that decision and ruled that it was the prerogative of the parliament to interview these people, so that whoever wants to challenge the decision should wait until the process is gone, then they change the outcome of the process. So this case that is in court about the GMO is something that William Ruto maybe has put his request to the US and told them that Raila Odinga is leading a group, and back at home people have rebelled the GMO material. And so they want to talk to these three. They want to talk to Madam Martha Koome to ensure, because when the big boy is talking to you, it is a request, but it is also an instruction. So they are going to tell her to ensure that they rule in favor of the GMO. Because Madam Martha Koome is the president of the judiciary, I think she's also going to give her opinion. What are the legal mechanisms when she has to rule in favor of the GMO or in favor of the creation of the big office official opposition leader? And she's going to give her opinion so that they discuss together. By the time they are coming back, anybody who will go to oppose that office or the case that is pending about the GMO is going to be thwarted, and Madam Martha Koome is going to give them the ruling and what she must put, what she must include in their ruling to at least give it some weight. I just believe also that one of the things why Raila Odinga, William Ruto and Martha Koome are in the Washington DC, and I believe they are going to have this meeting in White House, is because of the rivalry between Raila Odinga, William Samoei Ruto and the Supreme Court. You know, now the four enemies, Raila Odinga is against the Supreme Court, against William Ruto, and against the US government. And now that they are going to sit together, I think number one, they want to reconcile the judiciary and Raiila Amolo Odinga. I think they want to tell Raiila Amolo Odinga that everything happened and maybe it did not favor him, but they want Kenya to move on. Because the reality is, if Raila continues leading demonstrations, William Ruto will not have a peace of mind. I've always indicated in this channel that whenever people go to the streets, loss of revenue, businesses will be closed. And businesses are just picking up. You remember, it's just a few years after the corona pandemic that really ravaged the economy of many countries. And then the Ukraine-Russia war is also something, if you ask economists, they will tell you that these two have really devastated the economies of countries. Just the other day, there was a report that was released in just how the intensity of the aftermath of Corona and the ongoing Ukraine and Russia war that has made the oil prices to go up. And you all know that when the prices of oil go skyrocket, then every other thing goes up. So William Ruto knows very well that if Raila continues to lead demonstrations or the consultative forums, things are going to really be very harsh on him. We have just a few days to the 100 days mark that he promised during the campaigns. And Raiila Amolo Odinga waited so that at the height of reaching 100 days, he is busy asking people, where is the unga that you said would cost 70 shillings? The Hustlers Fund, Raila is poking holes in the Hustlers Fund, that the Hustlers Fund is not anchored in any law. Where did they get this money? Because it was not passed in parliament, and there are several allegations that it's maybe money laundering. So there are a lot of things. So William Ruto does not want a forum where Raila is reminding his people that all the promises that were given during the campaigns have not been implemented. Because in a way, it is inciting people's psyches that William Ruto is not working. And so they are going to be reconciled together. Raila has maintained that the Supreme Court did not rule in their favor because they were in cahoot with IBC. So they are going to be told, let us move on, forgive the judicial member. Madam Martha Koome will apologize and say, okay, we agree, very many things did not go right. Things like wild goose chase and hot air and all such kind of things. And maybe she's going to say, okay, maybe while we were ruling, there are words that we used that were non-judicial and we apologize. So from there, they want a harmony between the three arms of the government. They want, because already the judiciary and the executive are together, but one arm that is not part of the government but is very crucial is the opposition. And when you have the head of the opposition in the name of Raiila Amolo Odinga, who is rallying his supporters and the supporters are never tired, you cannot work very easily. And reconciliation is very, if that forum is going to bring about reconciliation, then I support peace and reconciliation, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe that America is also going to take this opportunity to find out what is really grieving Raiila Odinga. So the grievances are going to be put together so that they can be ironed out. And I think they're going to promise Raiila Odinga that this office is going to be funded. America can also fund part of it or all of it. The question that many are asking is, if Raiila Amolo Odinga takes this office, is he going to be compromised? Is he still going to talk for the weak? Is he also going to talk for the people, the downtrodden? Is he still going to champion the expansion of democracy? Or will he be in bed with the government so that when things are going wrong, he will be quiet? Remember, in the last regime, William Ruto said that the government was amorphous. You could not differentiate whether this is an opposition, this is the government, because he was saying that after Raiila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto shook hands, then Raiila Amolo Odinga lost the passion for speaking for the people, that he no longer criticized the same government that he was supporting. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why I believe that the three of them are meeting in Washington, D.C. I don't know what you think, but I think that the US is really focused on reconciliation and they want Kenya to move on. They also want their interest about the GMO and many other things. Please tell me what you think on the comment section, but that is my take, and thanks for watching.